there, I'm Xaljira and today I'm going to tell you everything about the headpiece for my forest wizard. And I will start right away with the cap that is the base for everything. It looks very much like this thing here, modeled by my beautiful foam head. This cap was made with aluminum foil and a lot of tape. Directly on my own head, with my hair obviously up and underneath a wig cap, just like I would wear it when I am actually wearing the head. So this was the base for it all, and with the help of my foam head I could form the actual base cap on top of that. The material I used for that is Copra Cast by Cast for Art. It has mesh inside it and it's heat activated, and you can easily cut it with scissors, so it's perfect for this. I made, I think, 3 pieces, and then I just stretched them around the head until they fit perfectly. As Copra Cast sticks to itself, you don't need anything other than a heat gun to work with this. And then you have a base cap. So that's the base of it all. So that's the basic horns done, and then the next piece was to actually have a pattern on the horns, because of course ram's horns aren't actually completely smooth. To do that I simply used a soldering iron and I stroked it over the foam, making lots and lots of ridges. I deepened them here and then I made them relatively shallow towards the tip. Then, once that was done, I covered it all with Plastidip until it was completely opaque, and then I put on a base layer of white acrylics, and on top of that was a lot of shades of brown until I was happy with how it turned out. Next, I decided that I wanted to have a bit more decoration on them, and decided to put iron bands around them. So there's 3 iron bands on each horn. These, of course, are not actually made by iron, with iron. They're made of wobbler, black wobbler to be exact. I used black wobbler because, first of all, that's what I had, and secondly, it's not as sticky as the brown stuff and lends itself very nicely to braiding or twisting. What I mean by that is all you need to do is make a noodle out of some leftovers that you have, and then you can actually braid these strands like you would braid your hair. Or you can twist them together like I did here. And once I did that, I then took these strands and just pressed them onto the horns. That held well enough that then I could go in with some super glue and reinforce the connection. Once that was done, I took out my Dremel and my carving bit and I carved in the runes that you can see on the front of the horns, on the sides of the horns, and of course the tips of the horns. So all I did was just carve through all the layers of paint that I put on it until the foam was revealed again, and as you can see, it works really well. So that's the horns finally completely done. The next step is the bark on my forehead. This connects my horns into my forehead and also has the additional advantage of hiding my not very manly eyebrows. It's of course not actually bark, but it's made of latex. I was very lucky to find this on Amazon. This is a silicone sheet. You might have seen them around. You can get them on Amazon, but also in lots of other stores, especially if they have any kind of cake decoration stuff. Because this is actually usually used with fondant or chocolate, but you can also fill it with hot glue or, as I did, with latex. So I just put some latex milk on it, let it dry, and then I had a latex piece with bark texture. This is actually, it's very foldable and movable, and at the same time it's quite strong, so you can do a lot with it. I just then cut it with scissors until it fit onto the place that I wanted to have them, and once that was done, I reinforced the connections to the horns with some more latex and blended it all into each other. And once I was done with that, I painted them, of course. The paint I used was just the body paint that I had. So I have water activated body paint, 2 colors from Benai, and this palette from Grimace. I used mainly browns, some yellows, some greens, or maybe a little bit of red, until I was happy with the result. The entire latex piece is glued to my forehead, by the way, when I'm wearing it. So it actually also helps with keeping the head on perfectly. So I had absolutely no trouble with wearing this the entire day at the con, even though it was really, really, really warm. Okay, now to the fun part. The final part is to put decorations on this. First of all, I have real moss on here, so this is actual real moss. It did not mind being hot glued to the mask, which I'm very happy about. I used it for my eyebrows and to have a base for the entire cap, so that's what I put on first. And then I started adding, well, everything that I found in craft stores and on Amazon and any other place that I went to. I have mushrooms, pine cones, succulents, some acorns, so basically everything that I could find that had the right kind of coloring that I liked. And I also wanted him to have long hair, if you can call it that. I found this shrubbery kind of like thing and added some red berries for a bit of color, and that was basically it. So there was no rhyme or reason on how I made this. I just popped it on until I was happy with it. And that's the final head.